So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister NEZE, and this is NEZE Peperempe. Oh my god. Where does time go to? I cannot believe it. Oh my god, guys. It's about 3 years since we left Nigeria and moved to Canada, and I can still remember it like it was yesterday. I remember when we went to the airport the first time, went back home, and when we went again the second time, I remember when we landed, I remember our first Airbnb, I remember our first rented apartment, I remember our first everything, our first Easter, first snow, first Christmas. I remember everything, and I cannot believe that it's 3 years already. God is really good and faithful. Just as I have been doing in the past 3 years since we moved, every once in a while, I'll come here and, gist you guys on reality, expectation, experiences, and everything, my whole journey. And you guys have really been so sweet and supportive. So now, our 3-year anniversary, I wanted to make this video, and this video will be about the many myths I had about Canada before we came here, and the reality of what I have seen, what I am seeing, what I am experiencing, good, bad, and ugly. So it's going to be a myth versus reality video, and we're going to dive right into it. So if you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, hello, my name is Chineze, but you can just call me NEZE, and this is my vlog channel. I have another channel, the Gist channel, the UNBROKEN channel. You can subscribe to that one if you don't like this kind of lifestyle videos. But yeah, welcome here. Please hit the subscribe button, give the video a big thumbs up, and drop your comments as we go in. Okay, so the first myth for me, which opposite now that I am here, is the myth that there are jobs everywhere. Of course, I had to start with this one. Wait, what? Does the government know of this? Like, are they aware of what is happening in the job markets? How people are struggling to find a job, any job, like any job. Do they know? Are they actually doing something about this? So, because guys, this is serious. It's more serious than a lot of people think, or a lot of people outside there. Before we moved to Canada, I was under the impression that there are a lot of job opportunities waiting to be grabbed. I don't know how I arrived at that impression. Maybe it was just the normal thing to expect, right? There's always that talk of, in the Western world, there are a lot of job opportunities, there are a lot of options to pursue your dreams and all of that. Secondly, I think that impression came from what I heard. I remember this conversation I had with an ex-colleague of mine at the bank. She arrived years before we did, and she was telling me how she first got this job and then moved to this one and then got another bank job, and the same year she got a public sector job with the government. And I was like, wow, it must be cool. So before we moved to Canada, I believe that there were a lot of jobs everywhere, and that finding a decent job would be very easy for people. My dear. My dear. When in Nigeria says dear, not dear, that water has passed Gary. That is not true. The reality is so different. People are legit struggling. New immigrants are struggling to find employment. It is crazy. If you're not here, I'm not trying to scare you. Don't be scared. Last, you go still be all right? I'm just sharing my experience, what I thought it was versus what I'm seeing. On this one, I'll be honest. I'll be honest to say that it is not from my own personal experience, but the truth is that you do not need personal experience to be aware of your environment or aware of the existence of something or its harsh realities. When I came in personally, I first went to school. Remember when I told you guys I was schooling? It was so tough for me then. I was not in daycare. So I was handling a baby under 1, breastfeeding with 3 other children, all below 9 years, schooling, working, YouTube. It was so much. I almost lost my mind that period. But I was trying to decide the next trajectory. I wanted to have as many opportunities as possible, just in case I decide how I want my life to move. I won't be stranded. So I first went to school, got the Canadian qualification. Yes, we're going to talk about that. I graduated. Okay, that will be for another video. So I came out in flying colors. And there was also the option of me pursuing a 9 to 5 as a professional. I'm a professional. So there is the option of recertifying, taking their law exams here and practicing law. I love law. So that was also on the table. And there was also the opportunity of entrepreneurship. You know, I've also been gifted in having something in me that can generate revenue. And the option of entrepreneurship now has been very rewarding, so I haven't had the urgency to job hunt. But this job scarcity reality is evident everywhere. I do not need to experience it directly for me to see what's happening to friends, acquaintances, or people around me. Many immigrants, you know, arrive with years of experience, university degrees, professional qualifications, only to discover that getting their first Canadian job is far more difficult than they expected. And it's really, really disappointing for a lot of people. Some people spend months applying to hundreds of vacancies. When I say hundreds, I'm not exaggerating. Some people say, okay, every day I'll throw in 20 resumes, and they do it every day, months for months. Is that not hundreds of applications? And they do not receive one single interview. Nobody is calling them. Thousands of newcomers applying for the same limited opportunities, and you see highly qualified people having to take to survival jobs while, you know, continuing their search for work in their preferred field. To come across the survival job now is even proving to be difficult for many people. So many people end up being unemployed for a long time. You see someone that relocates 1 year, 1 full year, more than 1 year, they haven't gotten any job. You know, they're still converting naira to dollar. So many immigrants from where I am from are having this issue. Some of them are even suspecting that it's a case of, Oluwa Fisayo Akingbade, Chukwe Buka Okereke, John Doe, Mary Fish. That is a lot of people's suspicion. I cannot confirm that, right? You know, but it's good to mention the challenges that we new immigrants face. Even with the Canadian degree, it still doesn't guarantee a good job. I think Canadian experience is a lot much more valued than the Canadian education itself. And this is a major shock for not just a lot of new immigrants, but for me myself. The surplus of jobs, big myth. Myth number 2, Canada healthcare is excellent. No, this one, I have experienced it, and the shock, I have experienced it on the personal level. Before we moved to Canada, one of the things we believed was that the best healthcare systems are on the other side, are over here. In fact, some people talk about it like once you cough, doctors will be waiting for you with a stethoscope and a bed and air ambulance and everything. Well, to be fair, there is some truth to it. If you have a serious illness, a major accident, you have cancer, you have a heart attack or something life-threatening, Canada will take care of you without killing you with bills. That part is amazing, and it's really good about this country. There's so many good things about this country. Maybe I'll, share my experience on that other side in another video, but so many good things. What I'm trying to say is the accessibility part is where the comma is. That's where many immigrants get the shock of their lives. Because tell me why I need to search for months to find a family doctor, as in customers, they call you and you are turning them down, that you are not accepting new patients. What do you mean? And when I finally find one to see a doctor, I'll have to book first. Like, I can't just go to the hospital if I'm sick. I have to book to see my doctor. And I'm like, Prime, Le Meridian, Tehila Children's Hospital, where are you? I miss you. Where I just stroll in at will. Now, that is to see a doctor. Now, not to talk about if you want a specialist. Like we that have children, you want to see a pediatrician. Months. They will put you on a waiting list to see a pediatrician for months. When back home, I just walk into Prime, I ask to see pediatrician, and I see the owner of the hospital. Can you imagine? Sometimes when you finally get a referral, by the time the appointment comes, you've forgotten what was wrong with you in the first place. Is that bad? Your child will need surgery. Something is wrong with your child, and they'll keep him waiting for months. And the child is in pain. It's okay for the child to be in pain as long as it's not an emergency. It's okay for the child to remain in pain, waiting. That was not the impression we had of the healthcare system back home before we came here. And for many of we immigrants that come from countries where if you have your money for hand, back for grab, if you have your money, you can decide to go to the hospital in the morning, see a specialist in the afternoon, and have your surgery by evening. But it doesn't work like that here at all. Don't even get me started on the emergency rooms, the wait time. If your issue isn't life-threatening, if they're not seeing you dead, they would keep you waiting in the emergency. And you're wondering, don't people have enough doctors? I mean, immigrant doctors are everywhere looking to come in. Just employ. What is going on here? Bring doctors. Why are people suffering? There was a time we took one of our kids to emergency. I think it was late at night, or was it weekend? I think it was a weekend. And another shock. Hospitals, their clinics here, the so-called family clinics, they're closed. They're closed for the day. It's not like Nigeria that you can walk into your family hospital at any time, even in the midnight. Over here, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they've closed. Weekends, they don't open. So if you have an emergency during that period, you have to go to the main hospital, Gogo, and wait in the emergency for them to appraise your situation. So I think that was the case for one of our kids. We had to go to the emergency. If you see how long we waited, is it 4 or 5 hours? Ridiculous. You would almost start crying. There has even been several incidents in recent times where people died in the emergency while being kept waiting. So it's really crazy. I'm not saying that the healthcare system is bad. The quality of care is generally good, right? The cost of the care also is a very huge advantage. But the waiting for things that we could easily get done immediately back home, that one will humble you. So while the healthcare is often excellent when you finally get it, the challenge sometimes is getting it when you need it. Number 3, the third myth is the abroad destroys African marriages myth. And this one is my favorite. It's my favorite because before I migrated, if I had $1 for every time I've heard somebody say abroad destroy African marriages, abroad did this, our African marriage, abroad. If I got $1 for every time I heard that, I will be Warren Buffett today. The way some people talk about this African marriage abroad thing, you would think that there is something in the air at the airports that automatically makes couples start fighting and divorcing the moment they land. But after being here for a few years and observing many other families and marriages, that is the biggest nonsense I've ever heard in my life. Contrary to that myth that Canada abroad destroys marriages, Canada only exposes marriages. See, back home, a lot of things can hide the true state of a marriage. You have house helps, extended family, church members, neighbors, parents, siblings, a whole support system around you. And sometimes that support system is helping a weak, defective, deficient marriage. Sometimes it's helping you ignore expectations you should ordinarily have of a partner, of their duties in a marriage. It can help you avoid dealing with problems that already exist. It is easier for you to have an avoidant, irresponsible partner because that responsibility can easily be sub-delegated to another person, that network, and then you move abroad. And now it's just the two of you. Come as you are, quality or deficient. No house helps, no driver, no mother-in-law coming to take the children, no pastor settling every quarrel and telling one person to endure abuse and pray. Just you, your spouse, the children, work, bills, chores, school runs, cooking, cleaning, laundry, your character, your responsibilities, and your real life staring at you blank. The cracks that were already there suddenly becomes impossible to ignore because abroad marriages require the two parties bringing their full self to the table. If the marriage was built on friendship, teamwork, communication, mutual respect, and genuine love, the marriage will actually become stronger over here. You people will learn to depend on each other often more. You people will become one strong, formidable team growing together. My husband and I have always had a very stable home back in our country. But coming here, we got a lot closer, a lot more involved in each other's everyday life and activities. We depend on each other for survival, for strength now more than we ever have. See me now. I don't know, say I be baba. I be baba. I the shape of baby. In Nigeria, I wasn't. My husband now goes for school runs because every morning when he's going to work, he drops the baby at the daycare. When he gets back from the office, he picks her. Is there no school runs? Him being more involved in his father's life in Nigeria, he didn't need to do that. There was a school bus. Our son graduated from elementary school a few days ago, and my husband and I were there for him. In Nigeria, I might be the one to go. Not because he wasn't a present dad. He always has been a present dad and husband, but his office far off at One. So me, it's easy for me to just sneak out of the bank and handle these things, go back. But over here, your full quality and presence as a mother and a wife, as a father and a husband is not negotiable. During my son's graduation that I just spoke about, see men, them will fall out. Big boys with their Teslas, tattoos like this, big hand, tattoos full everywhere. They were on the mat eating pizza with their kids. You must be involved. The next week, that Odogu, he gets email. You know, this school, oh God, these schools, they know they pity parents, so they don't care if you're working. Odogu can get an email. Dear fathers, dear parents, next Friday is Balloon Friday. All grade 1 fathers should come with the balloons of their choice and come and sit down and have popcorn with your children. Commitment, involvement is not negotiable. Odogo would appear with his balloon of his choice and participate. You want to do big man for your own family? No, be abroad though. It's not like the kind of marriages we had back home where you and your wife will go out to work. Both of you will come back. Or you might even come back before her. You will sit down, cross your leg, put your leg on the table, waiting for her to come back and start cooking. After cooking, she will bathe children. After bathing children, she will sweep. She will clean. She will do homework. While you press your phone. After pressing your phone, you go out and drive out and have drinks with the boys. Come back late and sleep off. And the next day, you repeat. When you come over and you see how things are, anyone you don't do will be waiting for you. You will know that pattern oga work. Nobody will tell you. And it is those who have refused to be adaptable. Those are the ones that their marriage crash and they will now come on social media crying. Abroad destroy my marriage. When my wife was in Nigeria, she was submissive. What's over here? She stopped being submissive. If the marriage was already struggling with control, disrespect, poor communication, unresolved resentment, unhealthy power dynamics, when you come over, it will expose all those problems very quickly. So contrary to those myths, Canada or abroad or whatever, UK, do not create problems. The problem was already there. It simply removed the distractions and the support structures that were hiding it or making it more bearable. Many marriages become healthier here because both partners are forced to grow. You are forced to learn new skills, to share responsibilities with kindness and consideration for the next person, to build a partnership rather than hierarchy. So that was a very big myth. Abroad does not destroy African marriages. It only reveals the true quality of the marriage that you had back home. A good marriage will usually get better abroad. But a weak marriage will come, face serious pressure, and may buckle under those pressures because a marriage that was surviving mainly because of culture, fear, financial dependence, looking for who to feed you, family interference, it will struggle when all of these things are removed. So, the next point, Canada is lonely. Now, this one is interesting because unlike some of the other myths, there is actually some truth to it. but maybe not entirely the way it has been portrayed, and I would explain. Now, before I moved to Canada, I've heard people speak about loneliness a lot. Like it was this plague that automatically infects everybody the moment they land. We have all heard it on social media. Canada is so lonely. You'll be so depressed. You will not have anybody. You are just on your own. You'll be cut off from community. We have all heard that. And while that may be true for some people, I do not think it's true for everybody. In fact, I think whether Canada feels lonely or not depends a lot on the kind of life you were living before you traveled. The truth is that some people were already living a very, very quiet and routine life back home. They went to work, came back home, watched television, read a book, played on social media, fondled their phone, stayed at home with their spouse and children if they had any, or their family if they had any, and wash, rinse and repeat. Repeated the same thing the next day. That was pretty much the life they lived back home. Now, if that was your lifestyle before immigrating, your life in Canada will not feel dramatically different. But if you were the type that had people around you every single day, friends dropping by, activities, cousins visiting, attending events, parties, weddings, oh, I'm there. You had neighbors hanging around your compound, family functions and gatherings every other week. If you're coming from that reality, then yes, the adjustment can be shocking. The biggest difference is not necessarily loneliness per se. It may be more of a change in lifestyle. Now, if you're not so close to me, you may feel like I'm this groovy social butterfly that loves to hang out, party, make friends here and there. I am very, very far from that. I am the most introverted extrovert that you would ever know. I can stay indoors for months on a stretch without stepping out, and I mean it like months, and I won't step out of the door, and I'll be very fine. When I step out, I might dress the fanciest, dance like no one is watching, and take a million pictures, and then I go back home and hibernate for months and not go anywhere again for the next 4 months. And I have been that way right from when I was a little girl. When I was young, all those 12, 11, 13, I will stay at home. When I come back home, I'll stay. Even in the university, when I come back home, I will lock myself in the house, read books. You won't even know I'm at home. I will read books. You won't hear my voice. Dance in front of the mirror, watch TV, work out at home. Even now, see now, my workout stuff is at home. If I love to go out, I'll be going to the gym. It's very easy for me. Gyms are everywhere in Canada, but I'll prefer to stay at home and do my workout. I'm such a home rat, and I do not keep a lot of friends at all. I enjoy my own company so much, and I have this happy brain, which I see as one of my biggest gifts. I have a happy brain, so little things make me happy. I approach life generally from the half full cup. You know, they say when you have half glass of water, you can either see it as half empty or half full, right? I approach life from the glass is half full. So that's how my brain functions. So I am typically a candidate for abroad because I can be alone for a long time and not feel lonely at all. Some people may say, oh, Neze, maybe because you are married, maybe you have a family. Well, I would admit that can play a role generally because there's so many married women. In fact, most of the most loneliest people in the world are married women. Well, that can play a role, but I will not totally attribute it to that because even before I got married, I remember like when I was in school in university, for 3 years out of my 5-year course, I had just one roommate for 3 years, and she had the opposite personality of me. She loved to travel a lot. She loved to meet people. She loved to go out. So she traveled a lot, and I was mostly alone in the room. And while alone in the room, I never, visited people's rooms up and down. I would just be in my room without feeling bored or lonely. So I can be a very fun, loving loner. I can do well with having a lot of friends. I can do well with having a few friends, few solid friends, which is actually what I prefer. And I can also do well having no friends. Like since I came to Edmonton almost 2 years, I don't have one friend. I don't have any friend here. I had lots of friends in Calgary. I don't have any friend here, and it hasn't changed my mind or changed me in any way. So I'm fine either way. What I'm trying to drive at is that your personality and your lifestyle before the traveling is key to this loneliness myth. The other thing that I would like to add here when it comes to loneliness and the myth of loneliness, or reality, depending on how you see it, can be a myth for some, it can be a reality for others, is that if you are a type A person, that's the fun-loving kind of person, you love to mingle, connection is very important to you, the biggest mistake that you can ever make is arriving and expecting community to happen automatically. It doesn't. You will have to build it. You would have to join groups, honor invites. Don't be like me and stay at home. You need to learn to go out, mix with people, both people within your race and outside your race. You need to learn to attend events, join social groups. You see Nigerians in Canada, Nigerians in Edmonton, join those groups. When they invite you for events, go. I know we are all busy. Nobody's having it ice cream here. Everybody is busy trying to make the best of life. But if that connection and community is so important to you, you will make small time for it. Go to church, volunteer, join activities, socialize, make an effort. If you do that, give yourself 1 year. I promise you that you will make friends, and you will see that you are rebuilding that community that you felt that you lost back home. You would rebuild it here, because humans are constantly searching for connection. So if you are open to, rebuilding, you will see that before long, 1 year, activities go choke. Now you go, they run. One thing after the other, baby shower today, house party next tomorrow, cultural meeting, church program. You will see that there's a lot of activities and you are building a network of people. So when you like the outside life and you isolate yourself, of course you will become very lonely and depressed. The people who love that lifestyle and go out of their way to intentionally build community will do much better here when it comes to that loneliness thing. So when people ask me, is Canada lonely? My answer is Canada can be lonely, but Canada is not automatically lonely at all. In Calgary, I attended as many events in my life that for 5 years in Nigeria, I didn't attend. I mean, they run. So it depends on who you are, how you lived before migrating, your adaptability techniques, whether you are willing to create the kind of social life you want after you arrive, or you are just sitting down lamenting and waiting for the social life to drop on your thighs to come to you. So that's what makes all the difference. Lastly, number 5. This one may seem open-ended, but I need to point it out. I need to speak on it. The 5th myth here is that once you travel, you would finally be happy. Hey, God. You hear a lot of people say, God, help me. Don't make me die for Ikorodu. Don't make me die for Ajangbadi. This one I really wish more people understood it before relocating. A lot of us grow up believing that happiness is waiting for us somewhere in the future. When I get married, I'll be happy. When I lose weight, I'll be happy. When I get that job, when I have money, I'll be happy. When my face clears and I don't have acne again, I'll be happy. When I travel abroad, I'll finally be happy. Let me shock you. Life does not really work like that. Yes, when you finally get that thing, maybe land in Canada, you step out of the airport, you will feel that sort of excitement. You will be excited because you have achieved something that you longed for and you worked towards. But let me tell you the parts that nobody talks about. That feeling of happiness, it does not last as long as you think it will last. The excitement fades very quickly, if I must add. And life becomes normal again. That's you abroad now becomes your normal. And you will still have those your fears, those your insecurities, those habits, those worries, those emotional struggles that you had before you came abroad. Because the truth is that immigration can change your location, but it doesn't automatically change you, who you are, what you fear, what hurts you, what makes you feel insecure. It doesn't change the inside. So if you were constantly unhappy before moving, chances are that unhappiness will eventually travel with you. If you are the kind of person that never learns to find joy, gratitude, purpose, and contentment before immigrating, Canada can never magically give those things to you. There was a post I made on Instagram. I was like, the happiness, the excitement I used to feel when me and my husband goes to a hotel. What hotel did we used to go to? Remember that back then, since we got married, every once in a while, we would abscond, go to one hotel, spend time and come back. I used to be so happy to, just go out of my stress. The same way I used to feel then going to a Lesuka to drink Smirnoff Ice with my husband is the same excitement I feel going to Mexico or going to Jamaica. If that thing was not giving me any excitement, this big one will not. The same self-awareness I had, the same feeling I had about myself when I was weighing 30 kg extra of what I weigh now is the same way. I didn't feel like I deserved less, to be treated less then because I was heavier. Yes, I wanted to lose weight to, be able to wear some certain things, but it didn't change my self-awareness. So the same way I felt living, if you have followed me for a long time, you will see the way I was living in Nigeria, my small rented apartment house, the same happiness I felt, the joy I felt living there with my children, dancing all the time with my mother-in-law, is the same way I feel in this bigger household. Nothing, I don't know how to describe it. You will feel that excitement that you've achieved something, but that inner feeling is the same. If you don't feel it where you are, you won't feel it as you are growing. For some people that feel that immigration would immediately make their life happier, immigration can even actually expose your unhappiness even more, because you have spent years believing that all your problems will disappear once you leave the country, and then you arrive and discover that you are still carrying the same emotional baggage. The same way you felt about yourself is the same way now. It would even lead to more disappointments that would even put you in a deeper state of unhappiness. Now, don't get me wrong. Immigration can improve the quality of your life. It can create opportunities that you didn't have back home. It can provide some safety. All the security issues that you were tense having, it can provide all of that and reduce certain stresses. But happiness and fulfillment are internal jobs. They are not location jobs. No country can do that work for you. So if you are waiting for Canada, US, UK, if you are waiting for immigration or any other country to make you happy, you may be setting yourself up for disappointment, because happiness is not a destination. It is a skill. It is a gift that you give yourself. It is a state that you have to learn to put yourself. And if you don't learn it where you are, there is a good chance that you will still be searching for it after you arrive that place that you felt the happiness will be waiting for you. Ask any high achiever. Ask any super high flyer. The excitement that comes with a major achievement is usually very short-lived. The successful people would have studied, say it lasted 5 minutes. Some say it lasted 10 minutes. Some say it lasted just that day. And quickly that achievement becomes a thing of the past. It becomes your new normal. And your mind shifts and start chasing the next goal. Start chasing the next happiness. Start chasing the next landmark. If you cannot find moments of happiness, gratitude, and fulfillment where you are, as you are watching me now, there is a good chance that you will still be searching for them after you get everything you thought you wanted. And that's why people who believe happiness is waiting at the next destination often spend their entire lives miserable, chasing it, and never getting it, never being happy. Because every time they arrive, the happiness is temporary. So it is a very big myth to think that moving abroad will automatically make you this happy and fulfilled person, radiating joy. If you do not already have joy in your spirit, in your soul, in your life abroad, relocation, migration will not give it to you. So that is a major myth. It may sound a bit on the abstract end, but it is a powerful myth that you should understand, so you can start appreciating yourself wherever you are now and making the best of the life that you have now. I hope I've been able to make you understand how that works. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to share your own thoughts, your own experiences down in the comment section. Which of these points do you agree with the most, and which of them do you have a variant idea to or perspective on? Let us share all down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you are new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching us without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video,
can we come in?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
Baby, I love you. I love you. Mwah. My husband and my baby, they're waiting in the garage for me to wrap up this video, because if my baby comes in now, that's the end of this whole setup. You see, this is what they talk about, supportive spouse. Let's just wrap this video up. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, drop your comments down in the comment section, give this video a big thumbs up, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister NEZE, and this is NEZE Peperempe. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye 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 bye.